Wow! Look at this. This weekend's a big wrestling weekend. We got WWE Saturday Night's Main Event. We have WWE Evolution. We also have AEW's All In. Not covering that though, unfortunately. Sorry there, folks. Didn't mean to bust your bubble there. But hey, we are covering those Saturday Night's Main Event as well as WWE Evolution. Why? Because we mostly deal with WWE in this channel. Let's be honest. Right? Did cover AEW before. Some of you guys didn't like that stuff. I get it. But hey, we follow all the WWE stuff here because that's what we do. But hey, let's get to the brass tacks on this. We're doing predictions this weekend. Maybe we'll get a cash in or so. We'll find out. But let's predict this stuff anyway. I'm Andrew, Canadian Wrestling YouTube guy here, DA Wrestling. Let's get going. Okay. As we said, we're gonna talk about predictions this weekend, right? For Saturday's main event, as well as WWE Evolution, the all-women pay-per-view. It's kind of funny how they do though, because on Saturday's main event, it's all men, no women. It's almost like a backlash. But anyway, Saturday's main event, Women's Evolution 2, I might add. Probably should be like number 8 or 9 by now, but that's besides the point. Right? Before I get any further on this and predicting on what I think is going to happen, possibly, because some of these things I'm torn on, make sure you like, share, subscribe down below there. Right? Small click for you, big click for us. If you like the content here, we appreciate it all there. Please subscribe to get into us too. It'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. But anyway, let's get to the fun stuff. So, predictions. We're going to start with Saturday night's main event, and then we're going to follow into WWE Evolution. Why? Because Saturday night's main event's on Saturday, and the Evolution's on Sunday. That's why. I have no other reason for it. It's the only basis I have. So, Saturday night's main event. We're going to start off with what I think might be the first match. I could be wrong on it too, but that's why it's called a prediction. Look at the little crystal ball I pretend I have here. In fact, we'll call this one here. This microphone here looks like a ball. We'll call it a crystal ball. So, crystal ball here, as I go over it, say little tantalizing things to myself. Yay, now I know what the prediction might be. LA Knight versus Seth Rollins. Now, do I think Seth Rollins is going to win this? Absolutely not. I'd be surprised if he did. Because to be honest with you, the person who really needs this match to win the most would be LA Knight. Now, I know what you're probably saying to yourself, going, hey, well, Seth Rollins kind of needs this. He really does need this. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. He really does not need the win here, right? His whole faction alone is dominating most of Raw anyway. And he has the Money in the Bank contract. It's not like it's up for the... It's not like his Money in the Bank contract's up for grabs. It's a regular singles match here. Right? But I think he's going to probably overbook this a little bit. Yeah, probably. Probably have Sammy come down. Punk will probably interfere since, Seth Rollins likes to cost CM Punk stuff. CM Punk's probably going to cost Seth Rollins here. Which means LA Knight's probably going to win. And that's kind of who I'm predicting for to win right now. LA Knight to win the match at Saturday's main event. Which will do wonders for him. Because by the looks of it now, he's basically been moved to Raw. But it might get better for Seth Rollins later on. So, Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. Look, Drew just got back. He could probably use the win over Randy. Randy doesn't need the win. You can still get Randy into Cody whenever you want. Right? Because that's probably going to happen sometime after SummerSlam. Judging by how Orton's reactions are and all that stuff there, too. So, do I think Drew's going to win? Absolutely. All right? I think he's going to get hit by an RKO. Something's going to happen. All right? He'll kick out of it. He'll get you Claymore the hell out of Randy. Or maybe like a little shocking thing in all pro wrestling. The surprise roll-up. And win. Randy doesn't need the win here, folks. It's probably going to be Drew McIntyre. All right. Moving on. Solo Sikoa versus Jimmy Uso. Now raise your hand here if you think Jimmy Uso is going to win. I'm waiting. No. Okay. Right, raise your hand if Solo's going to win. Solo just got the title. There's no way Jimmy Uso is going to win this title over Solo Sikoa. Do I think there's going to be some shenanigans there? Like Tally Tonga, is that his name now? Couldn't just leave it as Hikuleo, right? Yeah. Yeah. I get it. He's brothers with Tama Tonga and Tongaloa. I get that. But you still could have called him Hikuleo. Jimmy Uso's not going to win this match there. Solo Sikoa's going to win. Right? It's his first title defense as the U.S. champion. He's winning that match. Simple as that. Jacob Fatu might get involved. Ain't going to mean nothing. If anything, he'll beat up Solo at the end of the match. Right? Now, to the final one, which will probably be the main event. It is in Atlanta. Goldberg versus Gunther. Now, do I see Gunther retaining here? Yeah. But I don't think he's going to win. I don't think he's going to win, though. I think it's going to be Goldberg. Right? Then I think we see a cash-in. I think Goldberg wins. Right? Now, you know what? Let me take that back here. Gunther's probably going to win. But do I see attempted cash-in coming in? Yes. Right? But you know what? No, screw that. You know what? Let's just go ahead and say it. Goldberg probably going to win. Now, Goldberg, Wrestling Logic says Goldberg laid out Gunther on Raw, which means Gunther's probably going to win on Saturday's main event. But what if Gunther does lose? We don't go over the Wrestling Logic here. Let's say Goldberg wins. Then Seth comes down and cashes it on Goldberg halfway through, during the match, or like he did at WrestleMania, or comes in after the match, takes out Goldberg in front of his family, and Seth Rollins cashes it on Goldberg. I said this before a couple weeks ago. My mind hasn't changed on it. I still think this is going to happen. Quite possibly it's going to happen. It's hard to say, but it's quite possible that Goldberg is going to possibly win, then lose. That's right, you heard it. Goldberg's going to win, then lose. He's going to win, beat Gunther, then get cashed in on Seth Rollins. Be the best for everybody here. Seriously. That's what I think is going to happen there at Saturday's main event. It's a small card. There's always are. There's only 4 matches on it. Do I think so? I said, but there is a possibility, though, too, that Gunther possibly could win this. Do I think it's going to be a 3-minute match? Probably not. Right? If it's a 3-minute match, it means Goldberg won. If it goes longer than 3 minutes, Goldberg probably lost. But Gunther can also get people out of it, get a good match out of probably anybody. And he'll probably carry most of that match against Goldberg. Right? It is technically Goldberg's retiring match. They have floated out there with what if he does win. I'm inclined to think he could very well win here, especially if we want to get the title on Seth Rollins. I'm inclined to believe that Goldberg's going to lose, going to win, and then get cashed in on. See what the cat says. Jasmine, what do you think's going to happen? No, she's sleeping. Anyway, guys, that's what I think for Saturday's main event. Pretty straightforward there, right? LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, Solo Sikoa, and I'm going to go Goldberg. Why? I'm going to put that 4-0. I'm going to go 3-4 probably, folks. 3-4 on this one. There's no way I probably can go any better than that. Because, I could take Gunther, but I just see a cash-in possibly coming in. If you want to make Seth Rollins this guy, you're going to do it now or you're going to do it at SummerSlam. I'd rather see Seth versus Gunther at SummerSlam. Seriously. Right? But anyway, that's what I think's going on there. Let's go on to Evolution now. Now, WWE's women's pay-per-view, the all-women pay-per-view, my opinion, should be done more often. Not once every, let's say, 7 years. Right? but I think it's 7 years. First one, I think it was 2018. I think it was. So it was 2018 or 2007. Yeah, somewhere around there. So either way, it's not exactly like shorted between bursts here, folks. Right? WWE Evolution is going on here. Always pay per view. It is taking place in Atlanta. Right? Quite a few matches on the card. We have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven. 7 matches on the card. We're going to start off here with Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley. Now, it's hard to say whether or not Io Sky is going to walk out with this one or not. Because quite frankly, there's a good possibility they're going to pull the trigger here and put the title back on Rhea Ripley. Why? Because they keep on saying the fact that Rhea Ripley's never beaten Io Sky. They're going to pull this trigger here and make Rhea Ripley the champion again. Which I said before, I love Rhea Ripley, but she doesn't need the title at this point. It's much like Charlotte. I love Charlotte Flair. She doesn't need the title at this point. They really don't. Right? You can sit there and say to me, "Well, Andrew, they put the title on John Cena." Yeah, but he's retired at the end of the year here. Seriously, he's never coming back. And knowing John Cena, or knowing how he acts and all this stuff there too, ain't no way he'll come in. He'll do appearances, but he sure as hell ain't gonna do another match. So, I know you're probably thinking, well, Shawn Michaels did. Yeah, that was also Saudi Arabia. He wanted the money. Simple as that. But I think, do I think Rhea Ripley's gonna win? I think they're gonna pull that trigger on Rhea Ripley. Yeah, I do. But I think Io Sky should win. I really do. I think Io Sky should win. They should keep the title. You do the match versus Io versus Asuka at WrestleMania. But the way they're going, they're gonna possibly put the tag team titles on the Kabuki Warriors. Speaking of which, we have the women's tag team title tournament. Well, tag team four-way. We have Raquel Rodriguez with a new partner, Roxanne Perez, versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, versus the Kabuki Warriors, versus Sol Roca and Zarya. Now let's just go through this here for a second here. Sol Roca and Zarya aren't winning. Now, I just said Kabuki Warriors could possibly win that. I think Asuka turns her back on Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane is very, very good friends with Io Sky as well. Asuka already said she's not in damage control anymore. Can I see Asuka beating the crap out of Kairi Sane and leaving her to be fed to the wolves? Absolutely. Because I think that'd be the best coach option. That way you can get to you could do Asuka versus Kairi somewhere. The rest at SummerSlam gives Io Sky with the title because I think Io should win. There you go, I said it. You do Io Sky versus Asuka for that title. That's what people want to see. But as far as the tag team match goes, I wouldn't be surprised since I've eliminated those two teams. Alexa Bliss versus Roxanne Perez as well as Raquel Rodriguez. Now, wouldn't it be great if Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss win the tag team titles? Makes probably the most sense out of it. So I'm going to take Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss winning the tag team titles. Right? Raquel Rodriguez does not really want to be tag team champions with Roxanne Perez. It's going to build a lot of crap there. They're kind of going the same storyline as it did with the Cargill, Naomi, Belair stuff. So, do I think there's a good possibility Roxanne Perez and Raquel retain? Absolutely. But I'm going to take Charlotte Flair and Bliss winning. I kind of like where they're going with the story here. It's kind of fun. You can have them hold titles for a bit, and then Charlotte screw over Bliss, or Bliss screws over Charlotte. One of them turns heel. fully because Charlotte's kind of a face now at this point, right? She was a heel, then she kind of like turned face because she loves Alexa Bliss, right? Have Charlotte turn on Bliss later on, cost of the cast the title because she wants a world title instead. We have him do all that. So I'm gonna say Charlotte Flair Bliss win. Moving on. Jade Cargill versus Naomi in a no holds barred match. Jade Cargill's gonna win. You know why? You wanna know why? Because I think Cargill's gonna win. She's going to beat Naomi to a bloody pulp. And then segue. Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus. Tiffy's winning. And I can see Naomi cashing in on Tiffy after the match is over. Hitting her with the briefcase, right? Taking out Stratus in the process because Stratus might help her. Try to help Tiffy. And then cashing in on Tiffany Stratton in order to get that match. To win the title. Do I think she should be a transition champion after that? Who knows? We'll find out. But I think Naomi loses to Jade Cargill. I think Tiffany Stratton beats Trish Stratus because there's no way Trish is going to win that title. As much as I'm Canadian and Trish is Canadian and we support our own here in WWE winning titles and all that stuff, it's just not going to happen at this point in time because she doesn't do anything full time with the WWE anymore. So, Tiffy's going to win. Tiffy might get cashed in on. In fact, I'll take the cash in on her, right? Hit her after the match is over. 1, 2, 3. Naomi's your new champion. Walks out of Evolution as a champion. Speaking of matches, title matches. We have Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch versus Bayley for the IC Women's title. Now, am I at the point here where I can see Becky beating both of them because Lyra Valkyria is too busy fighting Bayley? Absolutely. I don't think Lyra wins at all. If anything, we see a lot of heel turn by Lyra. But I think Becky Lynch walks out of this thing with the title still. I don't think Bayley's going to win it. Right? I guess maybe Bayley wins it down the line, like say SummerSlam. But I think Lyra Valkyria and Bayley are too busy fighting each other, and Becky ends up sneaking in a win in order to get the title, keeps the title. I think Bex wins it, holds it to SummerSlam, and she end up facing probably Bayley at SummerSlam in a match without Lyra Valkyria in there, or they're gonna run this back again and Bayley win a SummerSlam. So they probably I feel they want to put that thing on Bayley. So right now, I think Becky Lynch to win. That's what I think is going to happen there. Becky wins, fairly straightforward. Now, the Women's Battle Royal. We have the Women's Battle Royal there. We have participants from all three brands. Stephanie Fakir's there, Julia, Nia Jax, Jada Parker from NXT, Tatum Paxley. Let's see who else was in there. Candice LeRae. Slew of women are in this Battle Royal. My pick, and Nikki Bella. Would I be surprised if Nikki Bella won? Absolutely not. But I'm going to take Stephanie Fakir to win. There, I said it. And it's not because I'm a Stephanie Fakir fan by any means. I'm just saying Stephanie Fakir is the most logical choice to win. Right? Right? You can have her challenge for that title. Now, which one does she go through? I don't know. But she's on the Raw brand. You can easily have, right? Because the title will be defended at Clash in Paris. Whoever wins this gets the title shot at Clash of Paris for the WWE Championship. That being said, I wouldn't be surprised if Nikki wins. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Nikki wins. I think Nikki, you know what? If Stephanie Fakir wins, but I wouldn't be surprised if Nikki Bella does. I wouldn't be surprised if she won. Not in the slightest. And our final match, Revolution, for the NXT Women's Championship. I'm sorry to say this. JC Jane versus Jordan Grace. I'd be shocked if JC Jane won, but I'm taking Jordan Grace to win. It's Jordan Grace's time. She's gonna be there now. Now there was the talk that she's only gonna be there for a short period of time, but they didn't really call her up. Right? They moved Julia and Stephanie McCurry beforehand. So, which means Jordan Grace probably have a little bit of a title run in NXT. Do I think JC is gonna be transitional champion? Absolutely, I think she is. Right? She at least she had the chance to win the title. She could feud Jordan Grace maybe for another match or so. Right? They probably want to break up that fatal instinct or fatal attraction, whatever they're called. Never remember anymore. Feel it, yeah, whatever. Right? But Jordan Grace, in my opinion, is the one that wins. Right? I think she's gonna have that title for a while until they decide to lose it. Plus, I think she might hold it to until next year's Stand and Deliver. Where she'll lose it, then I think maybe then they finally move her to the main roster. That's I just don't see JC Jane winning. I just don't. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be very surprised if she did win and kept the title. But I think the way they want to go is they want to strap that title on Jordan Grace, have her go through the entire division, and have her out, and then they might do something later on. Like I don't. I think they want to put the title possibly on either Sol Roca somewhere down the line or Jada Parker down the line. So I think those two girls are probably the ones they're going to push for. So it gives them time to build this stuff up, right? Get a little more stuff under their belt. Jordan Grace is a good person to carry that women's division for the title being in NXT, and she'll be fine. So those are my predictions for WWE Evolution. You just heard my predictions before for Saturday night's main event, right? This is who I think is going to happen. That's what I think is going to. All those people who I just said I think are going to win, or possibly things are going to happen. But that's what the predictions are, folks. Right? This is DA Wrestling. Make sure you follow us there on all our socials there on DA Wrestling on X, DA Sports on TikTok. Right? Follow. Make sure you follow, subscribe there, on YouTube, Podbean, and Spotify. Right? The audio versions you can get there. Right? I'm Andrew. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Have yourself a good one, guys. And have a good wrestling weekend. Seriously.